Hey, you sick, twisted freaks, it's Roley. How you doing? Welcome to the show. The show where I take you, I don't know, I'm supposed to have a tagline. I've never really thought of one. I am the show that shows you what a bad example looks like. I don't know. I take you inside the mind of a middle-aged white male. Oh, big shocker. Man, that's original. I take you inside the mind of a guy who's just trying to get it together. Sure, we'll run with that. This show has always been kind of whatever I need it to be, when I need it to be that thing. I know that makes no sense, but the show has evolved so much over the years. I started podcasting in 2006. And I did a show called The American Smartass. And it turns out there was a totally separate show out there somewhere called that, so I decided to change it, and I changed the name to the Left of Center Show. If you want me, you can find me, after the old Suzanne Vega song. Because I've always spent a lot of my life from the outside looking in, and the words of that song mean something to me. I love that song. I like Suzanne Vega. I realize I may not be the demo, but the first time I ever heard Solitude Standing, that was a lock. That's a great song, and everybody knows Tom's Diner. Yeah, the word is Tom's Diner. Did you talk much? Yeah, okay. I mean, you waited 2 minutes. I'm impressed. Thank you. Just tried to practice some restraint. I'd like to practice some restraint. I've got to, and they're not the cheap ones. They're the really thick leather. What? I say the quiet part out loud? I'm waiting to hear more. Okay, thank you. That's fantastic. And then over the years, I've evolved again. I can't remember all the names of all the podcasts that I've done, but I've done quite a few. And within the past, I don't know, 4 to 5 years, I've kind of branched out a little bit. And that may be part of my problem. When I got the job working at the camera company, I got bit by the camera bug. Now, I had originally been bitten by the camera bug when I was in my early 20s, and I film, and something about developing film. I really got off on that. There's something about, you mean you really got high from it? Well, there's a certain smell. I can't explain it, but there was something about the process, the alchemy of it, that I really enjoyed. Developing film photography, and I really liked that. I realized that I may be a bit of a freak when it comes to stuff. The process was enjoyable to me. There was something magical about it. And as things went on, over the years, you get married, you have kids, you have a day job, you have things. Some things like that go out the window. So when I got the job and got re-bit by the camera bug, I found a camera. And started doing it. And I don't believe my own press clippings. I've become, see, the way this is going to, go ahead, say it. The way this is going to come out is going to sound weird. I do my best to practice some humility. Okay. So for me to actually say, I think I'm good at something, I'm not really half bad at taking photos. Like many people, I am not a pro by any stretch of the imagination. I just think I'm okay at it. And I've taken some photos that people have really, really liked. Okay? And thank you. If you've seen my work, thank you. I've been paid for my work. So, obviously I can't be horrible if people have decided that they wanted to pay me for my work. By that said, just because I've been paid for my work doesn't mean I'm a pro. It means that people have seen something in me and decided to invest their time and patience in all that I can be. So, and I'm thankful for that. I'm grateful for it. But I am the last person to tell you, yeah, I'm a big time. I'm a great photographer. I'm an okay photographer. I'm not a half bad writer, and I've branched out into that. And where I think I got off track is while I'm good at these things, I can create things. There's one thing that I think I'm especially good at, and it is this right here. Blowing hot air. Blowing hot air. You got it. And am I going to stop doing the other things? No, of course not. I enjoy grabbing the camera and going out and taking pictures. I enjoy sitting down and writing something. Again, it's all about the little happy squirt, the little squirt of happy juice that you get in your brain after you make something or after you do something creative. There's a thing for you that when you do it, you get that happy squirt, and you feel better. It's dopamine is what it is. It's a brain thing, right? And it could be baking something. It could be sitting down and reading a book. There's something that hits all your pleasure centers all at the same time. That sounds kinky when you say it. Okay. And for me, yes, certainly it's all of these things, but there's one thing that I do that in my heart, I do well. Bullshit people. Bullshit people. There you go. I enjoy talking on a microphone and making silly voices and trying to do something here. There's, and I understand, like in the last episode, I probably ummed and awed all the way through that, right? But I made something. In my heart, this is the thing I love. And if you're going to do one thing, try to do it well. And if this is my one thing, then maybe I need to focus on this one thing, this rod that I have in front of my face. I love this microphone. I love what it does. I love the talent and the work that it represents. I love the fact that when I was a child, on Sunday afternoons, I would sit at my desk, turn my grandfather's college lamp around so that it looked like a microphone instead of a light bulb, and I would do Casey Kasem. I would do the American Top 40, and instead of what he did, if I figured out what the song was going to be, I would actually introduce the next song. That's what I did. Because I was a loner, and I was a misfit, and I was a nerd, and I didn't get along with people or they didn't get along with me, whatever, I sat and talked to myself, and I made up funny voices. And I got to the point where I could switch between voices very quickly so that I could have a conversation with myself. And if I do it right, it sounds like I'm interrupting myself. And to me, that is the height of talent, when you can actually do 3 or 4 or 5 voices at once and carry on a conversation. And while I was good at it before, when I took the improv classes that I took in the past 5 years, I took Improv 101 at the Push Comedy Theater twice. The last one was in 2016 or something like that, I think. And I credit the Push Comedy Theater for helping me figure out where the mental block was in my head about getting through a scene. as anybody in improv will tell you, and by the way, this applies to more than just improv in my life now, I promise you that. In improv, the two most magical words are yes and. And instead of taking something and minimizing it and negating it, you're taking something that your partner, or in my case, Bubba or Al, say, and I accept it and I add to it. And I get through the end of the scene because I know what the end of the scene is in my head. Well, most of the time, I know what the end of the scene is, right? Or if I'm just having a conversation like I do with these two jackballs that, that I'm just riffing. And in the end, I make a product that is wholly and originally me. And that is the greatest feeling in the world. That I took these psychos, these parts of the personality that I have in my head. And by the way, I mean, the nasty little secret is that of all the characters that I've done, all the characters are one aspect of my personality, and you put them all together and you make a Roley. So yeah, I've got the idiot. I've got the grumpy guy over here. I've got the self-centered prick who, Fitzroy. I've got, I've got that really, really imp of the perverse in the back of my head, and that's Reverend Jimmy John. But they're all there, and when you put them all together, it's me. And I don't know, there's something neat about that. Now, some of you will have already figured that part out. I hope you did, because, I mean, there's no magical secret. I mean, there's nothing. It's just, an observation of something that I see, and I go, I know what that is because I've been that guy. And I make that guy. Or if I see something on the news and I go, I would love to play that type of a character, and I make that type of a character, but I put my own little spin on it. So it all comes down to sitting down in front of this microphone, finding the time to do something with it, and then turning out a product that hopefully you enjoy. And at the very least, if you don't enjoy it, then, you say something because, all publicity is good. Just saying. So that's what brings me back to this microphone, and now this camera that I've got where I'm recording these. I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking I put these up on YouTube as a video version of the podcast. I know some people that actually, when I put the audio version of the podcast, that's how they prefer to get it. So maybe I'll just do that. After I dress it up and print it and put, as much lipstick as I need to put on this pig. But then I also have a Patreon. Like you do. And I'm thinking I do a special video for my Patreon customers once a week. So maybe for I don't know. I mean, I've got a couple of different tiers. I think I've got a 5, a 10, and a 20, right? So I just got to figure out where this goes, right? Probably in the 5, if you want to see the video version of the podcast, such as it is, if you want to do that. And maybe for the I don't know. I'll have to work it out. I know for the 20, I'm going to do something special. As only I can do it, because if I'm anything, I'm special. So, yeah, I'll figure. But what I am going to do is I'm going to try to do this one thing well. And that's the point of the podcast, right? Right. Thanks for listening to me ramble. Just trying to work it all out in my head because I want to get back to doing stuff, and I want to get back to doing stuff for you. Because I have fun. And yeah, this is fun. So, can I do something fun and not really worry about the rest of it? Cool. That'll do it for this episode of this here podcast. Connect with me on the social medias. Chris Roley, KRISROLEY. One name, all the same, if you please. And, of course, chrisroley.com, the website, where I have all sorts of other stuff that you can look at, like the photos and the writings and the things and the stuff and the other things. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there. What? Question everything but the contents of a tuna melt some-ish. You got to take on faith. Stay solid, people. Bye-bye.